to see what was being said, just the latest debates or whatever I missed. And one of my friends called me like, girl, you like Mitt Romney's page, and I'm just like, whoa, what is going on? So it's like everything you do, it's out there and it's in the clouds. You cannot get it back. We've seen recently a lot of these celebrities with nude pictures being leaked, and there were pictures that they took probably long before they knew that they were going to be famous, or just wanted to, whatever, take some pictures for some extra cash, and now they're popping up years later. What's in the clouds? With Sony right now, with the leak, tapping into people's emails, you know, whatever, once you send that submit button, it's out there in the clouds, you cannot get it back. So just be very cautious. And if it's your opinion, something you believe in, by all means, stand by it, but know that later on you're going to meet someone, you're going to do business with someone, you're going to be interviewed by someone who has a different point of view, and you have to be able to stand strong on that.
Ladies, I just want to remind you, please keep the answers brief to about 30 seconds, just because we're on a time constraint. Emily, what is the best way of figuring out my personal branding message, and how do I go about promoting that?
Well, let's see how I could take a lifetime of knowledge, 30 seconds. But it's really about being authentic, right? So whether you have a product-based business or a service-based business, people do business with people. They don't do business with what you're selling. They do business with you. So you want to make sure that you're building those connections. So like I said, someone in South Africa paid me money without knowing who I am. If I really have a business, she found me online, right? So you have to make sure that you're always telling an authentic message, but that you're also pushing forward your accomplishments, right? So a lot of times people have websites, they have no about page, they have no contact page, or you know, you email them and it's like a random like Gmail account, like they don't have that credibility attached to their business. So you always want to make sure that whatever brand you builds off your credentials, right? Like whether it's from your personal life or your professional life, like what are you able to bring to the table? What do you accomplish? What are you going to be able to add value to? And once you lead with that, then you'll lead.
Jessica, the next question I want to target towards you. Define how you have to spend money in order to make money.
You know, when I started in business, I had no money. But I was 18, so when you're 18, you can live off pretty much anything, and you don't need a lot. But what I did was when I did start making money, I didn't just think about what I wanted today. I didn't go out and buy new shoes all the time or have my hair done. I worked 24/7, and every time that profit came in, I didn't think about what I could do for me. I thought, how can I spend this money so that I can bring more profit in, so that eventually I don't have to spend money on bringing profit in, it automatically comes in, and then I can buy the shoes.
Yes. Okay. So this next question is targeted towards Sonia as well as Tiffany. What are tips you can give for time management, multitasking, and prioritizing?
Well, I have a pretty full day, and after I leave here, it doesn't stop. Me being away from my phone like it's killing me right now. But creating to-do lists every single day, it really works for me. I'm a visual person, and I actually have to cross off things so that I know that it's done. And prioritize your list so that you know what's important. Don't try to do everything in one day. If you don't complete your to-do list today, you can make sure that you transfer it over until tomorrow. But organize each day. So I've already thought about what I need to do tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is like my shutdown day, because you do need to recoup and regenerate yourself and your soul. But prioritize, strategize, write it out.
That's how you keep questioning yourself.
I agree. I'm very visual as well. I do to-do lists. I also have planners, color-coded planners. Highlighters are my best friends. I go through for every job that I work is a different color. My kids have a color on the planner. It's just, yeah, it's every kid has a different color. I literally have to, I'm visual and I have to see it, but it's all about keeping it organized and managed so that it works best for you. Siri doesn't work work for me. iPhone doesn't work for me. I gotta
It works for me. I use, just want to piggyback off of what she said, I use the Errands app. Errands, just the word errands. And I put it in different folders, and I set due dates for it, and it'll pop up, that alert will pop up. You know, send out these emails, send out that.
Can I add one more thing?
Go ahead.
And this is crucial and essential, and some of you may understand and relate. Stop inviting fluff in your life. So if you have your to-do list, and if that person, that situation isn't on your to-do list, don't be afraid to say no.
All right, so now we're going to get into the area of managing your career and household. Okay? Okay, so this is targeted, because I didn't know at first, so now you too. Tiffany, Sonia, Jessica, as well as Deborah. What difficulties have you faced with being a professional working mother? Deborah.
First. My daughter's still living, so that's good. My husband, he's also, he owns his own business, so he understands. But, you know, there are times in the beginning when we first got married, we were 2 shifts in the night. Like, he would come home and I'd leave, and it was like that for 5 years. But, I was able, and I'll say that. And organization is key, like we were mentioning here. I use Apple, and the reminders, I love that. I mean, it goes all off, I hear it. You know, I am visual, but sometimes I have to, you know, I have to hear it. I'm doing hair, I'm doing makeup, so yeah, that's what works for me. Yeah.
Tiffany. She has 3.
I have 3. I have 3 children, 10, 7, and 2.
Speak up a little in the back, Nikki.
Okay. So being that my children are of varying ages and they each have their own thing to do, the only thing I can tell you is even tonight, my daughter is performing at school, and I had to have a conversation with her and say, baby, I made a prior commitment, and she understood. And she said, Mommy, don't cancel. They'll videotape it. You know, she's an amazing young little lady. But in order for me to manage, I have to have support. It takes a village.
So I think the most difficult thing for me, my daughter's 19, and she's truly the bomb.com. Is feeling overwhelmed and understanding and trusting that that's okay. That's a part of the process. If you aren't doing it and doing it big, and you're not feeling overwhelmed, check yourself before you pressure yourself, because you're really not doing anything at all. That's right. Okay, so when you encounter those feelings of feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, and not supported, you're supposed to feel that way, because that means that you're doing big things and great things. And with that comes a whole bunch of responsibility. So just trust the process, and it's okay.
I think that one of the things too is that you need to kind of, you know, sometimes I come to these events, I didn't know till about a half hour before I got here where my daughter was going, and you do kind of piece it together. But one of the things that I think we need to remember is that women can do it all, but they can't do it all alone. And one of the stigmas that I ignore is that I come from a family of everybody's a stay-at-home mom but me. And I have to ignore that. And the comments that come in about how you parent and how much time and you're missing the show, you have to ignore it. Your daughter is going to thank you when she's 19 years old and she's the bomb. She's going to thank you.
No, because her daughter is the bomb, and it's definitely from the example that she set for her. So, I'm actually going to say that one. Jessica, just one more. I wanted to ask you, how can you find ways to afford to build your business for those that are interested in doing that, while also managing the bills of life? You know, like paying my rent, paying my phone bill, paying my car bill. How do you do that?
It's all about being structured, really being disciplined, and planning. but definitely living below your means. I mean, I think that in today's society, if you watch television at all, you have to have a bag. Like I went the other day to Dooney Burke, and they were going crazy. People who had no money had 5 bags going out of there, $250 a pop. And I'm like, I didn't even, like I had no want to have that because that was how I thought about money. I don't need to have a Dooney bag. Like, I don't know, Target, 20 bucks. It does the thing. So I think that, you know, taking care of everything on a small time basis, later on in life, if you do the right things now, you can have everything you want later, but you have to give those sacrifices now. So it is a balance, and living below your means is a temporary thing.
Alright, so now we're going to get into the final core of the questions, which are all about self-empowerment practices. So as women, we have our comfort zones. You go home, you already know, you're going to turn on your TV, you're going to drink this, you're going to surf the web, you're going to do whatever it is that is your comfortable, normal routine of doing it. So this is the open question. Please try to keep the questions really short, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Why is it so hard to step outside of the comfort zone, and what tips can you give on stepping outside of that comfort box?
Okay. Well, owning your own business means stepping out of your comfort zone for a lot of people. Most people work a 9-to-5. And it was not.
She has good answers, but we can't hear.
I'm sorry. I don't have the mic.
Yes.
Yes. Most people work a 9-to-5. So owning your own business is stepping out of your comfort zone, especially if you're used to working and then getting paid. Here, you are just kind of hoping that you generate the income by people coming in and using your services. So it is stepping out of your comfort zone, but you have to understand that at the end of the tunnel that it's going to be worth it. So.
Wendy?
I'll be short because I know I went in last time.
She went in. She's like, I like Rami's page. But we love it. We love it. No shade. No shade.
So to be really quick, I mean, you literally, there's no other way. You just have to step out of your comfort zone. You just have to go for it. And let's say if you're trying to network or connect with someone and you're nervous, you don't know how to approach them, that person, granted if they're human, you could be nervous, they won't shut you down because of that. You could stutter. I mean, it's out of your comfort zone. Let's say you're not a person who's used to some people have it like that. They can just go up to people, hi, my name is such and such. But not all of us are like that. So it's okay. And this idea came to mind with me taking swimming classes, and the instructor would say, just jump in. And I'm like, the water is so cold, and I would not get in. And finally, I just jumped. So you just, no matter how uncomfortable you are, you just gotta jump in.
Tiffany?
Take calculated risks. Think about every step before you make it. It's chess, not checkers. Pay attention. Move with the tide. And you have to make big movements. Make a statement.
She just dropped some jewels. I hope y'all picked them up. Okay, Makeda?
You can't care.
Perfectly said.
Like seriously, you really can't care. Like every night, because I'm a makeup artist on Instagram, I try to make sure I keep it at 10 to 20 people, and I ask them, hey, I really love what you're doing, whether it be finance management or whatever. I would love to do your makeup free of charge just because you're a huge inspiration to me. And some people be like, no, you're thirsty. I'll be like, listen, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Next, and now, I would say with that, it definitely worked because an exec from Essence needs you to do her makeup very, very soon. And that is just from DM random people. Like, just like,
don't be afraid.
Like, you can't care, don't be afraid. People are gonna talk, whatever, next.
So I'll say 3 things. Why is it so hard to stay comfortable? It takes 30 days to break a habit, and a habit is hard to break. second thing is the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again. And the third thing that's so resounding to me is I know a whole bunch of comfortable people. And I know when God created me, He didn't make this to be comfortable. So for those comfortable people, tell them hi as you bypass them to your glory in the
But I think as an entrepreneur, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because the things that are going to help move your business forward, other people aren't going to be able to do, which is why they're not entrepreneurs. But every time I'm kind of like, oh my God, like, should I do this? And I always sit down and ask myself, what will Beyonce do? And be crying about she has a slap. So I always like push myself forward. Like the people that inspire me, what would they be doing, right? Like no matter how nervous they are, no matter how insecure they are, they don't let you see that. And I try to, to portray that myself. Like it doesn't matter if I'm super nervous and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I always act like I'm composed and just go for it, because at the end of the day, like I said, people do business with people, so we're all always gonna understand.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about this on the drive down, about how your subconscious mind really controls your whole being, and it's there to protect you. So getting outside of the comfort zone is actually working against your subconscious mind. So for me, what I do is, this is very uncomfortable for me, so all day long I just kept telling myself I love public speaking, and I was creating a new way so that I can get out of my comfort zone, because if you're not growing, you're dying.
Okay. Last two questions, very brief. This just say really shortly what you do. How do you stay at peace during your busy days and weeks? Jessica.
Yeah, start doing it.
Sometimes I scream, sometimes I cry, but most of the time I just stop and I breathe, and know that where I'm going and where my destination is so worth whatever craziness is going on that day, and I just keep moving forward.
This has always been my life. So this is my mom, y'all. And I remember she graduated high school when she was 16. Came to this country without speaking English. Went to Fordham. I remember she worked 3 jobs, so I would only see her on Sundays when she was like forcing me to clean the house. But it's like I've always seen that. I've always seen the work ethic. So me losing my mind isn't anything new and out of the ordinary. I just kind of find salvation in those small moments, whether it's family dinners or going out to dinner with my boyfriend if I have one at the time, whatever it's going out to brunch with my friends, even if it's 2 hours or an hour of just like that sanity, those are the moments that keep me going.
Two things. I create my own space. So if there's chaos on the outside of my parameters, I just make sure that my space is just aligned with my vision. And I'm a completely spiritual being living a human experience. God all day long, headphones on with my gospel music, devil I rebuke thee, okay? So prayer does it all day, every day for me.
Now you see how Emily felt.
I guess I think about how bad it could be. Very thankful, to be where I am. Have a great support system between my boyfriend, friends, family. And I like to be the first. I want to be second. Yeah.
All right. Tiffany?
I stay very rooted in prayer. I pray a lot. And when things start to go really, really wrong, after I take it to God, I think, you know what, my main purpose here is to be here for my children. And honestly, I can tell you, if it wasn't for them, I would not be where I am today. That's my driving force. That's what keeps me sane. Even though they drive me insane, they also keep me very well grounded and sane.
For me, it's family, friends. Good friends are so valuable. If you have them in your life, really cherish them. And also prayer. And I guess as I get older, I'm learning how to appreciate prayer. When people, the old folks, would talk about God and this, and now I'm really, really starting to appreciate that. So prayer, friends, family. Yes.
I would like to piggyback off of pretty much what everybody said, and say that it is family, prayer, but also I would like to say the vision, because when I think about the vision, then I think about just everything in its totality, and I think about how it's going to affect me, how it's going to affect my family, but how my vision is going to affect other people. Because I'm a believer that success is not just how I'm living, but it's how other people are affected by my living. So in the end, I think it's my vision, and I think it's God as well.
Okay, ladies, thank you very much. We're going to get into the Q&A session for anyone who has questions. However, we do have some ladies coming up to the stage. Two ladies and gentlemen coming up to the stage. Okay. Let me just...